Mastering fluffy quinoa. Tips for cooking this nutrient-rich grain. Introduction. Quinoa, often hailed as a superfood, is a versatile and nutritious grain that can be enjoyed in a variety of dishes. Whether you're cooking quinoa as a side dish, salad base, or main course, achieving perfectly fluffy quinoa can elevate your culinary creations. In this guide, we'll explore tips and techniques for cooking quinoa to perfection, ensuring that each grain is light, fluffy, and bursting with flavor. Understanding quinoa. Quinoa is a gluten-free grain that is rich in protein, fiber, vitamins, and minerals, making it a nutritious addition to any diet. Available in various colors such as white, red, and black, quinoa has a nutty flavor and a slightly chewy texture when cooked. Properly cooking quinoa is essential to unlocking its full potential and enjoying its delicious taste and texture. Tips for cooking perfectly fluffy quinoa. Rinse thoroughly. Before cooking quinoa, rinse it under cold water to remove any bitter saponins that coat the grains. Place the quinoa in a fine mesh strainer and rinse it under running water for a few minutes, stirring occasionally. Use the right ratio. For fluffy quinoa, use a ratio of 1 part quinoa to 2 parts water or broth. This ensures that the quinoa absorbs enough liquid to cook evenly and become tender without becoming mushy. Toast for flavor. Toasting quinoa in a dry skillet before cooking can enhance its nutty flavor and improve its texture. Heat the quinoa in the skillet over medium heat, stirring frequently until it becomes fragrant and golden brown. Proper cooking technique. Place the rinsed quinoa and water or broth in a saucepan and bring it to a boil over medium-high heat. Once boiling, reduce the heat to low, cover the saucepan with a lid, and simmer the quinoa for about 15 minutes, or until all the liquid is absorbed and the quinoa is tender. Let it rest. After cooking, remove the quinoa from the heat and let it sit, covered, for 5 minutes. This allows the quinoa to steam and fluff up further, resulting in a light and airy texture. Fluff with a fork. After resting, fluff the quinoa with a fork to separate the grains and prevent clumping. Gently fluff the quinoa by running the fork through it in a gentle motion, lifting and separating the grains as you go. Season to taste. Season the cooked quinoa with salt and pepper to taste, or add herbs, spices, and other flavorings to complement your dish. Fresh herbs, lemon zest, garlic, and olive oil are popular additions to quinoa. Incorporating fluffy quinoa into your dishes. Salad base. Use fluffy quinoa as a nutritious base for salads, combining it with fresh vegetables, herbs, nuts, and a flavorful dressing. Side dish. Serve fluffy quinoa as a side dish alongside grilled meats, roasted vegetables, or stir-fried tofu for a complete and balanced meal. Breakfast porridge. Enjoy quinoa for breakfast by cooking it with milk or plant-based milk, sweetening it with honey or maple syrup, and topping it with fruits, nuts, and seeds. Stuffed peppers or squash. Use fluffy quinoa as a filling for stuffed peppers, squash, or mushrooms, combining it with vegetables, cheese, and herbs for a hearty and satisfying meal. Conclusion. With these tips and techniques, you can master the art of cooking perfectly fluffy quinoa every time. Whether you're incorporating quinoa into salads, side dishes, or main courses, achieving light and airy quinoa is the key to unlocking its delicious taste and texture. So grab your saucepan, rinse your quinoa, and get ready to enjoy nutritious and flavorful meals with this versatile and nutrient-rich grain.